Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to look at the recent changes to MTD and how it can affect your business. MTD has been around for a while now, but when MTD was first introduced, HMRC said at the time that they had major plans for it. The current iteration of MTD is all relating to VAT, only related to taxable businesses with a turnover of over £85,000, the current VAT registration threshold. That means if you have a business that's below the £85,000, currently you're not forced to file via MTD. HMRC clarified a couple of days ago though what their next time frame is going to be, and that's what we're going to look at now. Okay then, so from the article we've got here, it's very clear to see that the first part of it is the fact that we've got an extension to the deadline until 2022. That's good news because we were expecting this change to happen sooner, but actually it means we're going to get a little bit more time to get everything in line. What that means though is from April 2022, all businesses will have to file their VAT returns via Making Tax Digital. So you have to be making sure not only you're filing by some software, but you have to make sure that MTD is being turned on. The quote in the article actually goes on to say that this is a good thing. This is a good thing that HMRC are still pushing with their MTD compliance. And I can understand that because from a compliance point of view, if everyone's in the MTD threshold, there's less confusion there. Currently, with that little bit of ambiguity between who has to file and who doesn't, means it has been some confusion. And some people think that they are not entitled to file via MTD when in fact they are and they must be filing via it. If we get rid of all these confusions and it's just that if you're VAT registered you must file by MTD, that's going to make things easier. The most important part that was said about this was they gave a date for when they expect self-employed to also have to file by MTD. To avoid confusion, this has nothing to do with VAT. Self-employed is when you're actually having a self-employed business. Currently, your only requirements as a self-employed individual is to file a tax return by the 31st of January. With MTD coming around, that may or may not change in terms of the dates that you have to get that submitted. Either way, the reason that they're wanting to push Making Tax Digital is because they want more data being sent over. So effectively, like the VAT, it's going to be more so that the transactions themselves that make up the tax return will also be expected to go with it. So what does this mean for you as a business? Well, first and foremost, it means that if you're already filing via MTD for your VAT, you're absolutely fine. If you're currently under the VAT threshold, then by April 2020, currently, if you're under the VAT threshold, then by April 2022, you're then going to have a requirement to make sure you're filing your VAT return by MTD. And for all the self-employed people out there, this is where it gets interesting. Self-employed doesn't just cover self-employed businesses, but also landlords as well, if you've not got a registered business behind it. That means by the deadline that's been set, which is April 2023, commencing from there, all of your income and expenditure by there will have to be recorded via Making Tax Digital. Now, we don't know the details of exactly what that means or exactly how that works, but one thing we can guarantee is that you're going to need to use software to get that nicely recorded for you. What this could also mean though is maybe a change in the way that the reporting requirements are. It's been said before that there's a possibility that you might be expected to file on a quarterly basis. Now, this is only hearsay at the moment. We've had no guaranteed statement from HMRC, but if that's the case, then obviously your reporting requirements are going to be much different to what they are now. Instead of having to wait until the 31st of January after a tax year, you're going to be expected to file maybe on a quarterly basis or a biannual basis, or however it's going to be, meaning that you're going to have to change the way that you look about reporting that information. Also, the bad news is that payments could come in line with those reporting requirements instead. Also, the bad news is the payment requirements might come in line with those reporting requirements. You may find a situation where you're going to have to pay your taxes possibly on a quarterly basis. We don't know that yet. Without a doubt, this is a big change, and it's something that business owners are going to have to be aware of, and also people who are renting property is going to have to be aware of the changes that are coming forward. Here at Boffix, we've got you completely covered. For a small monthly fee, we can make sure that we record everything on a month-by-month basis for you, so if you do have a quarterly requirement to meet, we're going to be able to make sure that's going to be filed nice and easily. We'll keep up to date with the data and the news that's coming out. Subscribe to this channel. We'll make sure that if there's any more adjustments or any more news or any more changes to what's coming, you'll be the first to know. Thanks for your time, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah.